Good morning, third graders. I'm going to read the next two chapters. This one has a funny title. It's Wah! And I'm keeping in my mind what we were learning about Robbie, and how he wanted to be cool, and what does Wah have to do with that? We're remembering that he wants to change his name. He doesn't want to be in Miss Williams' class. He doesn't want to be a book buddy anymore because of Bo. But now we're going to see, and he wants a pair of jeans. So let's see what this chapter holds for us. Are we ready to keep growing our ideas about Robbie and how he's going to be cool in the third grade? He walked slowly toward Mrs. Hines' house. That's the babysitter. She came out front, pushing Toby in his stroller. His white pacifier was stuck tightly in his mouth. Robbie could see it move in and out as the baby sucked hard on it. "Robbie," she called to him, "come and take a walk with us." Robbie walked across the yard and looked down at Toby. He wanted to push the stroller, but Mrs. Hines probably would say no. Why bother to ask? She probably thought he was a baby too. How was school? So we're seeing a dialogue, right? Robbie is talking inside his own head. That's called an inner dialogue. And then he's talking to Mrs. Hines. So it's back and forth. So we have to keep in our heads when Robbie's talking and when Mrs. Hines is talking. All right? And when Robbie's talking out loud and when Robbie's talking in his head. Before he could answer, she continued, "I remember how much I used to like the first day of school." See how I made my voice go? Robbie walked along in silence, listening to Mrs. Hines talk. It seemed so effortless. Streams of words seemed to pour right out of her mouth, with no effort at all. Wah! Robbie's thoughts were interrupted. Wah! Toby wailed again. "What's wrong with him?" Robbie looked down with concern. "Is he hurt?" He had never heard such a scream. Mrs. Hines laughed. So now here's someone else talking. "Oh, no, he does that about 100 times a day. That's just a baby's way of telling you he needs something." "Oh, look." She bent down beside the stroller. "He lost his pacifier again. I spend more time putting that pacifier back into his mouth than I do anything else these days." She picked up the pacifier. It was attached to a long ribbon. The end of the ribbon was pinned to the front of Toby's shirt. She put the pacifier back into Toby's mouth. The crying stopped. "But babies can't talk like you and me," she continued. So we know that this is Mrs. Hines talking. "They can't say 'I'm hungry' or 'I'm wet' or 'I'm tired,' but they sure can let you know when they want something." How simple it seemed, Robbie thought, looking down at Toby. Wah! And you got whatever you wanted. He wished it was that simple when he grew up. So he's talking in his head right now. He's thinking in his head. He's the narrator, and he's thinking in his head. Wah! New jeans would appear. Wah! People would stop calling you names. Wah! Your mother would stop kissing you at the bus stop. Okay, again, these are all his thoughts inside. They started walking again. Mrs. Hines continued talking, but Robbie was not listening. He was thinking about something else. He never said, "I want jeans," or "Don't call me names," or "Don't kiss me at the bus stop." He had just expected everyone to automatically know what he wanted. He thought of his steps to being cool. Writing things down was not enough. So now he's stopping to think about all of his actions so far, and he's realizing that he missed a step. So let's think to ourselves, what is the step that Robbie missed? All right, I'm going to keep that in my head, and I'm going to read on, because that's what we do. Readers check for understanding. "Do it," a voice inside him said. "Mrs. Hines," said Robbie, "I'll be right back." He ran as hard as he could back down the street. "I've got to tell my mother something before she leaves for the store." "Mom, wait." She was just getting into the car. "Wait, Mom." He paused to catch his breath. "What is it, Robbie?" Okay, here's someone else talking now. His mother looked concerned. "Mom, I need some jeans." His mother looked up at him. "Do the other kids wear jeans at school?" "Yes," he said. "All the other kids wear jeans at school." "Well," she said, "I guess you need some jeans too." She smiled and sat down in the front seat. "Anything else?" "Anything else?" Robbie couldn't believe how easy it had been. Now she was asking him what else he wanted. He thought for a second, then he smiled. "Underwear. Plain white underwear." "Plain white underwear?" she repeated. Then she got that my baby's growing up look in her eyes, and Robbie took off before it was too late. In another second, she would be kissing him. "Thanks, Mom," he said over his shoulder. He headed back to Mrs. Hines and Toby. The sun was bright now. He wanted to push the stroller. They returned from their walk just as his mother got out of the car carrying a large shopping bag. Robbie ran to meet her and helped her carry the bag into the house. She began taking things out of the bag. New shirts, a pair of pajamas, 2 packages of underwear, plain white. You should have seen the mothers at Harkins buying underwear," she said. "Why, I saw 3 mothers from your 3rd grade class alone." Robbie smiled. He must not have been the only boy that needed underwear. He looked at the pile on the table. There was something else. There were no jeans in the pile. Oh, look. So even though there's no jeans yet, the picture is giving us some good information. His hopes had been too high. His mother must have needed more time to get used to the idea of jeans. "Robbie, there's just one more bag in the car. Would you bring it in, please?" Did he dare to hope? Okay, let's stop here. Did he dare to hope? What is he hoping for? What are you thinking? I see them over here. Were you thinking like I am? That he's thinking about the jeans? Robbie ran all the way to the car. He opened the bag so fast and he tore the sides. Yes! 3 pairs of jeans fell out onto the driveway. 3 perfect pairs of jeans. Robbie hugged the jeans to his chest and smiled. He had done it. He carried the jeans up to his room and dropped them on his bed. Then he took off his shorts and tried a pair on. It was perfect. He zipped them up and did 2 deep knee bends to loosen them up. They felt great. He took his notebook out of his backpack and turned to a fresh blank sheet of paper. Carefully, he began to copy his list over. Time to get a fresh start on being cool. Oh, so look, his actions are changing again because something happened. What happened? He got his jeans that he wanted. After he finished copying the list, he took out a red marker and put a big check by number 2, get jeans and underwear. He was proud of that check mark. 1 down, 2 to go. I'm wondering what are the other 2 things he needs to change. He had actually done 1 of his steps, but there were 2 more left to go, and he was almost out of time. He had to be cool by tomorrow. Why does he have to be cool by tomorrow? What's the next thing that he wants to put on that list? Let's look at this chapter, this title, A Kissless Morning. Are you thinking about what else he wants to change? That's right. He wants to change his mother walking him to school. Let's see. Robbie woke up early the next morning. No, it hadn't been a dream. There was his new jeans at the foot of his bed. He jumped out of bed and put them on. They felt soft against his legs. Look at the description here, like in our writing. Soft against his legs, just right. He put on his shirt with the collar. He's explaining it so the reader can get a picture in their mind. Even it looked great with jeans. He pulled out his list and looked at it. The 1 bright red check mark stood out boldly on the page. 1 down, he said to himself with determination. 2 to go. He looked at the clock. He had 15 minutes to convince his mother not to come with him to the bus stop. So what's he trying to do? Have a kissless morning. Let's see if he's determined and gets it. Mission impossible. Nothing is impossible until you try. See, he's talking to himself in his head. He hurried downstairs. His father was sitting at the kitchen table reading the newspaper. "Where's Mom?" Robbie asked. "She'll be down in a minute," said his father. Robbie sat down at the table. If she was still upstairs, then maybe she wasn't planning to walk him to the bus stop after all. She went upstairs to get her jacket. Yes, she was. She came down the stairs carrying her jacket. Maybe there was no hope. He looked at the bowl of oatmeal at his place. "Mom," he started without looking up, "I'm in 3rd grade now. Do you think I could walk up to the bus stop by myself?" There was a moment of silence. Robbie held his breath. "Well," his mother began, "I would watch both ways before crossing the street. Well, I would look out for cars. Okay, not speak to strangers. Okay, not go out into the street." His mother laughed. "I said okay. You may walk to the bus stop by yourself. After all, you are in 3rd grade. Now, she smiled at Robbie's father. That looked again. Brother. He began to eat. He had done it. 2 steps were complete. He finished his breakfast, picked up his backpack, and headed out the door to the bus stop. While he waited for the bus, he pulled out his list and put a big red check mark beside number 3, no kisses at the bus stop. He was almost cool. As the bus pulled around the corner, he caught a glimpse. Oh, here's that word glimpse again. A little picture of Bo sitting in his usual seat alone, and he wondered if being cool would save him this time. So now he's worrying about Bo, and he's worrying about his usual seat, and he's wondering what. Let's be thinking. What is he thinking is going to happen again on the bus? Let's turn the page. I'm going to just give you a sneak peek at the next chapter, and it's called A Plan. So remember, he has one more item to check off on his to be cool list. All right. So we're going to be thinking about what was he able to check off in the 2 chapters that I read, and how is he feeling about the last item on his list. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed listening to the 2 chapters, and you're thinking about Robbie and how he's changing his behaviors as things are changing in his life. Have a great reading day. See you later. Bye.